Holy moly, there we are again. This is the third live stream that we've done this week. I love being back in live streams, man. I actually missed it. As a professional gamer in the past, I was live all the time on Twitch, and then of course eventually you stop your career, you do other stuff. But of course, like, this YouTube stuff happened since February. I never expected to be in this position, being able to do live streams and have people being interested in the shit we're doing here. So good to see you on this Sunday. Let me know, what are you doing on Sunday besides now watching the stream, as obviously you're here. But what does your day look like? And if you're living in Asia, what have you done today? If you're in America, then what's your plan? You know, what you're gonna do? What's up? How you guys doing? Let me quickly go through the names as well. So Nick K, welcome, man. Good to see you around again. Bledu Ramstad, Flotty, of course. I miss your bang emote. You got the sun emote now. Jessica Doosan, do it faster. Yeah, the timer only goes that fast. Yo, Gumi, welcome. Farshad Farouk. Sent you the template, by the way. I hope it works. Tom Tristram, the silver badge looks good on you. Leytonstone Road, good morning. Good morning means, are you from the more American side? Rolf Hauben, hi all. Hi to you. Papa Live, yo, what's up, Koen? My king, what's going on? Watching and listening from the gym. I've already been to the gym this morning. I had a cardio day today. Awais Kuresi in Dubai. Summers in front of chiller all day. Yeah, what's the temperature now in Dubai? Like what, 40, 50 degrees? I was in Dubai November last year. I was in Dubai to give a presentation at a conference. And it was good. It was good. Like, we go, by the way, we go in the charts in a second, as well as trading psychology. So don't worry, we're not going to chit chat all around. But I was in Dubai to give a presentation during the World Expo, which was in 2022, of course, because of the COVID stuff. And it was good. Temperature was nice, around 30 degrees. I traveled around, like, I arrived on a Friday, and my driver that picked me up, like, thanks to the organization, I had a driver. They picked me up. And I asked the driver, like, yo, can you show me around Dubai? I only have time on Friday, so can you check me out? And he is a local, so he knew all the, like, little spots and stuff in Dubai. So I had an amazing day in Dubai. He drove me around everywhere in Dubai, and then later in the evening, when I had a dinner with the organization and stuff, he brought me back. But Dubai was great. At least 30 degrees, great, but not 50, man. Bledu Ramstad, South Africa. Let me tell you something, Bledu. And that's also something for everyone here. I'll be in South Africa. Oh, wait, I should say this differently. I'm landing in South Africa in 1 week time. I'll be in South Africa in 1 week. Now, don't worry. We're not going to stop the content, but the structure will be a bit different because my fiance is South African. She has friends. Some are South African still, like, or, well, obviously South African, but some still live there. She has a friend that's going to marry in South Africa. So, you know, she invited my fiance, and then I come along, and yeah, we're there for a wedding. But because my fiance grew up there, she has more friends, she has family, so we're going to be there for around 3 weeks. Now, I will continue to make content. It won't be like 3 episodes a day, but you know what I mean. You know, I'm going to do like a daily morning update. That's the plan. I got to figure it, like, I got to balance this with the load shedding, because in Cape Town, where we go to, and probably the rest of South Africa, there's some problems with electricity. So, you know, I'll have to manage that. But yeah, we'll be there for a couple of weeks. Wow. But yeah, South Africa, I love South Africa. I mean, you know, I have a South African fiance. What do you say? Ki Gosimang Mwaim. Hello, brother. I have no idea how to pronounce your name, but I hope you're doing good. I just got back from 10 days in Dubai, thinking of moving there from London. I mean, at least it's more sunny than London, let me tell you. I mean, London weather is like the same as here in the Netherlands, where I'm living. The Netherlands, of course, has like a similar weather style, I suppose. It's a great day in the Netherlands, but I actually got the aircon on to cool down like my office at the moment. So 46 degrees. Habibi, come to Dubai. November, December is good. Yeah, the winter period is good. Like, it's summer there for us Dutch people. What are the plans on Bitcoin? That's exactly what we're going to talk about. Robot, welcome again, man. KG, what's up? Still traveling, of course. I heard her accent the other day. I thought she may be. Yeah, like, and also on Instagram, sometimes my fiance appears in my Instagram stories, not like chatting and stuff. She has to, she's not necessarily shy. So that she will appear in some Instagram stories, maybe sometimes in the live stream as well. It's great. She loves what I'm doing as well. So, okay. Queenie, what's up? Abdul Karem Abunai, how are you doing? I'm doing good, thanks. Okay, guys, let's start with, first of all, a bit of Bitcoin analysis. And then secondly, we finally are going to talk about trading psychology, because I actually wanted to do that for the past 2 streams. But each time I forget because I'm involved with the chat, and then I chat, and eventually time's up and I'm like, fuck, I still didn't talk about trading psychology. But I actually want to talk about what I've been doing over the past couple of days, and some of the problems that I had in the past, and the one problem I sometimes still have from a trading psychology point of view. Because whatever phase you are as a trader, you will always encounter some form of trading psychology difficulties that you have to cope with to try and improve. Even if you're very successful or you're just beginning and it's very difficult, trading psychology is a big topic. So let's first talk about the charts, and let's zoom out a little. No, by the way, I already recorded for you all the high time frame and macro update of tonight, 7 p.m. Central East European time. Expect a high time frame and macro update, but this time it's of course, it's a good update because we had some interesting price action, but also I do a bit more education. I talk about, different things. I don't want to say too much, but I talk more about certain whys and why certain counts are the way they are, and give higher probabilities compared to some other options that I don't really talk about in the previous high time frame and macro updates. So make sure to check that one out. It will be online at 7 p.m. You'll probably get a notification if you have your notifications on anyway. But let's not talk about the macro. Let's jump into what we have over here. So this is what we're looking for. We have the ABC, looking for that C, and it's just interesting that this low, again, on many exchanges, this low got taken. I heard people, I know Bybit, I don't know Binance as well. What's this? Bitstamp not, actually, that's interesting. Also not on Binance, that's also interesting. Also not on Index, that's also interesting. Is Bybit the only one? It's the first time I checked the other charts actually, but I knew Bybit took this low. I got some messages that on other charts it got taken, but on Bybit it got taken. But the fact it got taken on Bybit is important because I love recording statistics, and in the past I have recorded many statistics about the lows and the highs on different exchanges. So if a low is taken on exchange A, like one of the bigger ones, does that mean that the other exchanges will eventually take that low? Yes or no? And I recorded for months because I saw the pattern. So then I started to record statistics, because statistics give you probabilities in trading, which help with going long or short eventually. And the probabilities are very high that all exchanges will eventually take this low. It's all probabilities. Of course, price can, to the upside, but, from a probabilities perspective, it makes sense to take this low. And actually, we now have to change this back to Bybit took the low. So that is currently the higher probability move on the medium time frame, and once we take the low, we'll see what the reaction is. But this is something I'm keeping my eye on, as explained in the previous morning update. In case you were awake already, it was at 7 a.m. on my Sunday morning, Central East European time. Of course, the Americans here were still sleeping, the Asians were in their afternoon. But looking for potentially another move down in a wave 3, which I think is good, because over here we have a wave 1, 2 on the low time frame. 2 is very short, so it's nice to have a little bit of a longer wave 4. That we have a wave 1, 2, impulsive 3, longer wave 4, then a wave 5 to end 3. Take this low, that hopefully on all of the exchanges then the low is taken. That would be nice. For then a bounce for 4, and then a move down for 5, where the target for 5, interestingly, and by the way, I'll come back to the chat in a second and we continue chatting. The target for wave 5, or at least an interesting area support, right, is between 21.8, 22.6. It's an interesting area, but also over here in the white box, you know, we just tagged it over here. We took the weekly naked point of control out of this support zone, but we still have a couple of other things in this area, which could be a potential bounce for a wave 3, then 4, and eventually a wave 5. The question for me is a little bit like, will price already go to the monthly now, like locally, if this is a wave 4, right? And it, I mean, it's ranging, so it's likely wave 4 of a certain degree at least. But can price make it all the way to the monthly, or will it range more in this area, go down for 3, and then potentially move up for the bigger 4? Question mark, right? But at least the monthly is interesting at 27.2k, and at the downside, the daily naked point of control is quite interesting, but that's not the only level. We also have a daily, or 2 dailies actually, below price. But for me, the more interesting one is the daily at the bottom at 24,377, because then you tag all the supports in this area, like everything is being hit. The daily is at the bottom, and then you bounce, right? That could be interesting, in my opinion, on this particular time frame. Now, if we go to the micro, finally, we zoom in, then of course we have the double top and we have a triple bottom. Now, as mentioned, we do have some bullish CVD divergences, basically all around. You could say we have a bearish CVD here more locally. If we go to my chart and you have a look at the yellow line, you might think, okay, here, lower high on price, higher high on the CVD, which is bearish, right? And then you expect to move down. The thing is that it's also, you also have bullish CVD divergences. So of course, then you have more, look at the green lines. All of the green lines are bullish CVD divergences, and your bearish CVD is over here. Lower high, higher high on the CVD. But, you know, there's, of course, probabilities it can be leading where price is following the yellow line to the upside and eventually take all the highs over here. So not too fancy shorting this at the moment. Myself, no financial advice. But also here, what you see is the yellow line moving down, and that is interesting. So if you zoom out over here, you think, okay, higher high on yellow, right? Lower high on price, bearish. But then if you zoom into price action to like the 5 minute, you see a bit of a range here. And at the end of the range, these last 2 red candles, the yellow line dumps down, goes below the yellow line in this area. So now over here, higher low on price, lower low on the CVD, which already played out, but that's a bullish CVD divergence. So even though if you zoom out, you have a bearish one, if you then zoom into the 5 minute or the 3 minute, you can see bullish CVD divergences. And the lower time frames always have a priority over the higher time frame if you use CVD divergences, that is. So that is definitely quite interesting, and maybe a push up. We have that double top over here, 26,298 on my chart. High number 1, high number 2. And if we take that double top, I'd be interested in seeing price move to the resistance area, 26.4 to 26.5. We have some interesting resistance over here, as you can see. Also, if you pull a volume profile, which I like to do, you quite often see volume profiles on my charts anyway. You see the value area high is in this area as well. We have been ranging around the point of control for a very long time. And moving up again a little bit. I mean, it was up, down, up, down, up, down. Just a bit of ranging, very boring price action really. But the value area high is up here, so that is interesting confluence. We also have the golden pocket. There's a daily naked point of control in that area. If you want the level, there it is. Perfect confluence with the value area high, no? So that's very interesting. And that is then also a proper resistance area for price. And if price can get through this area, then yeah, I'll probably be looking for the range high. And the range high, from a channel perspective, I would do this. By the way, for the channelers here, or for the people that don't really use channels, if you put it on the high, right, and then you press shift, it goes horizontal or vertical. You see, this is makes life very easy. But I want a horizontal one, so I do this, then connect it to the bottom. So this is something I'm looking for. Double top in confluence with the middle of the channel. This over here was a very nice rejection at the middle of the channel. But then I'd probably be looking for the high of the channel. And then, you know, if you pass that, the monthly is next. But we have to wait and see if price can get there. What can be nice is to take the triple bottom before the triple top, but that is, we have the bullish CVD divergences, so let's see if they play out, yes or no, and maybe we leave this hanging to come back later, grab the liquidity for then another move to the upside. But, the thing is, and you probably noticed it in the video, I haven't really counted this, and that is because mainly the big move to the upside over here, which is not looking like very countable, very nice. And then price is just ranging. But one of the things I did, which is a bit of an expectation, and I went over this in a previous live stream actually, is if we go to Discord and we go to around Leloir, because he's been writing to me, this message over here, then I did have a little bit of an expectation, which is something like this. That was price moving down. Well, it didn't go actually to the, let me open this for you guys. So we didn't bounce at the golden pocket. We actually bounced at the 786, but the idea is the same. So I was expecting a bit of a move down, then a move to the upside, maybe to the monthly before, then eventually continuing a move to the downside. And this price action, or this idea, is based, of course, on previous experiences that happened on the chart after a big move to the downside, where one of the ones that comes to mind is a dump that we had. Well, actually here you have one a little bit, right? Like over here, move up, move down, move up, continuation, right? After a big wick as well. So it's just like, it's quite a common like occurrence, I suppose. But that's not the one I wanted to show. It is this one over here. Where here, also a big wick, price moving up, price moving down, moving up, and then down again. So it's just, a general idea, not necessarily counted in detail, but it does provide, like based on experience with Elliott Waves, it does provide you with certain backpack of information where you can have better probabilities on what might happen next. A robot didn't know about the channel function. Yeah, you learned something today. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And yeah, price moving to the upside now was. So yeah, that's the analysis part, everyone. And that's if we were here for the analysis, then basically we're finished with that, and now we go into the chatting stuff. But and of course we keep an eye on what the chart is doing, and we're going to continue talking about what we see on the chart throughout the rest of the live stream, while also engaging, of course, with you guys and talk about trading psychology. But before I do, let me have a quick look at what you guys have been writing, because we are gonna. Let me put this on my desk. This is important because this is my mental, I guess, trading psychology type of notebook. By the way, for the South Africans here, for the South Africans that are here, you know this, RSI Web? I'm not like affiliated or something, but one of like my fiance's family members works or used to work there. So. Okay, what did you guys write about? So, going up. JC, good morning. Bogdan, what's up, man? Dadodax, hello from Croatia. I was in Croatia for a presentation earlier this year. I actually made a short video about it on my channel to announce that I was going to Croatia. So you'll be able to find it. I kind of forgot the date. It's been a couple of months ago. But yeah, I was in Šibenik. I had to give a presentation there. That was great. Like, I'm a keynote. So for the ones that don't know me, I'm also a global keynote speaker in the gaming, or my background is gaming and esports already for 17 years. Been a pro gamer, been a host on television, and then, you can find my story online. If you look for my name, you'll find all the stuff. But I'm also a global keynote speaker, so I tend to travel to conferences around the world, and been in Croatia not too long ago, as well as London, by the way. I was in London just a few weeks ago. That wick has caused many issues for Elliott. Yeah, it was a difficult wick, absolutely. Binance Perp. Okay, so that is the one that took the same low then. I see. Bybit and more low volume exchanges are shit. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, after Bybit put on the KYC stuff, right? Many people left Bybit. Gotta say, like, I'm actually very happy at the moment with BingX, which of course is one of the partners. We have multiple partners on the channel, but they're good. Like, you can trade without KYC to like reasonable, like also volume and withdrawals, and it's good. Like, I really enjoy it. And also from the community, because I keep track of these statistics of community members, of course, that register as affiliates on the channel, that want to support the channel a little bit, right? I check like what people enjoy using the most, and by far BingX is most popular with registrations and people enjoying trading there. So yeah, if you haven't checked it, you know, if you don't like Bybit or whatnot, you can check it out. But Bybit is also a partner, and you know, Bybit is a great company sponsoring Red Bull Racing. I love Formula One. But and I really like traded a lot on Bybit as well in the past. I still sometimes do as well. Still got some money on there. I check 74 charts. Holy moly. That's a lot of charts. I check one. Binance and Bybit perpetuals took out the low. I see. Thanks, Komulasa. And by the way, Hasta la Vista Barbie, you got a movie in your name. How about that? 34th June low hits 40, yet to be hit. Yeah, it would be nice to see a little bit more downside, right? About this matter, thinking that spot Coinbase takes the low, but USDT and inverse do not. Make a truncated fifth. Yeah, truncated fifth wave is just very rare. It's very, very rare. Like a couple of things that are very rare in Elliott waves is truncated waves and expanding structures. So an expanding triangle, expanding diagonal, anything expanding is very rare. So therefore the probabilities are never high for this structure. Only if all the other counts are failing, we can look for an expanding structure. But if, you know, that's only if you've basically like checked all the other boxes, like, no, that doesn't work, no, and then, well, it has to be this now, right? That's basically the thing. And at the moment, there's still a good probability for this being a 4 with eventually another low to be made on a 5. Of course, if price would move to the upside and goes above this level, which is, so if price would move to the invalidation level, goes above the 0.5 and starts closing candles here, then we first still think about the low time frame. Oh, I'm too low here. So a potential blue wave 4, but if we even go above 27.2k and start to close candles above 27.2k, then we could potentially think about, okay, you know, might there be a good temporary low or maybe a bigger low for more upside. But as long as that didn't happen, especially on the micro, as long as we didn't even go above this level, probabilities are still higher for a wave 4 and another low to be made. Spot do Cambio. Thanks from Brazil. Appreciate your message. It's always a pleasure. Brazil, such a legendary country, no? Man, I played Call of Duty in the past so much. I love the map Favela. Holy moly. Did you, like, anyone here, Call of Duty? Any? Like Modern Warfare 2, come on. Are there classics here? I'm 30 years old, man. I'm fucking old. Played Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I still have like Call of Duty Modern Warfare on my PC. Steam, I'm a PC gamer, by the way. June low charts. 3. Oh yeah. By the way, Robot, thanks for your statistics. That's very impressive. I love the fact you keep track of statistics. The dump of 69k is almost identical. Yeah, that's good. I was so looking at the past dump. That's good. Can I open a short trade at 26.4? You always can. That depends on your plan and your strategy. So if price would move towards the upside, right, and reaches the 26.4, 26.5, you know, 26.6 area, then if you have so this is important. We shouldn't ask the question, can we or can we not? Because you can always open a short and you can always open a long. The thing is, do you see what you want to see? Do you see what gives you confidence to enter a short or a long? So if you have a strategy and you have a couple of entry requirements, right? Like a couple of boxes that you have to tick, which can be, you want to see a market structure change with some errors, RSI, like divergences, and you want to see volume being lower at the retracement than the high. And, you know, you just tick a couple of boxes that are important confluences. Maybe you use Fibonacci as well, or whatever tools, trend lines. Only if all the boxes are ticked, you enter. As long as they're not all ticked, you do not enter. And the thing is that if you do that and you build a strategy around statistics, so you keep statistics of the different tools and the combination and your strategy, then eventually you will know what your edge in the market is. You will know over a long, if you track it for months, you get a database, and then you know how profitable it is. Like, what's your win rate? What's your best risk to reward ratio? Let me show you an example here for everyone that is here. These are my statistics. Check this out. Have a little look. I should say something. These are the statistics. I have way more statistics. I have statistics about specific tools like Fibonacci, trend lines, certain whatever, like, the VWAP. We used the VWAP in the past, and like specific tools. But what you see right now here, this is this is for the strategy I used from November 22 to now. I tweaked my strategy a little bit at the beginning of this month based on my statistics, which means that I can't use this sheet anymore. So I have a new one, because I tweaked the strategy, I need to start on zero, right? I can't use this data anymore because the data is based on a little bit of a different strategy. But I still, like, the improved strategy I use should build upon what you see here. So this is still relevant data. Now what you see is the data I tracked since November 22. So you can see how much, effort is being put in keeping track of statistics of all times, like different stuff. And this is what eventually can give you an edge. Now, what you see, right, like you can't see my entry requirements. You don't see what rules I have. You don't see, what risk to reward ratio I trade, like all that stuff. But what it does is, based on this data, I can eventually improve my trading. Maybe I only eventually trade certain days. Maybe if I get a kid, I only trade in the afternoon because the win rate is a lot better. Like it will, like my risk to reward ratios. These are the max. Like, it's not that I necessarily trade above a 10 RR because I don't. It's not in my strategy, but I always track what could have been the max win of my entry, and I track all the statistics. And based on this, I know my most profitable risk to reward ratio based on the amount of trades I take, based on the strategy. This is what's going to help you out in your trading. Is it a lot of work? Yeah, it's a lot of work. But if you do this every month, I do it at the beginning of the month. I update my statistics at the beginning of the month, and depending on your strategy, if you're a scalper, you have a lot more data. But if you day trade or swing trade, it's, I guess, a bit more manageable. But it just shows that it's like, I talk about statistics a lot, but I talk about what I preach, right? Like this is stuff I do all the time. And then my previous strategy, right, that the one before I updated into the sheet you just saw, the one before, I also have statistics, so it just keeps getting better, keep building on it. Looks like a triangle with a high throw over E. Well, E is of course not allowed to go above C because that would invalidate a triangle. Also, if there's a throw over, the throw over could be going above the trend line, then it's a throw over, which is very nice. But as long as it doesn't go above, I didn't check a triangle, by the way, but as long as it doesn't go above this level, a triangle, then you'd be looking for something like this. Wait. Because it can't be a triangle like this. I mean, then this is not an E, because then you have an A, B, C, D, E, right? And then this is the beginning of continuation, right? So then you have a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5, or WXY, but then this is continuation. So this can only be an E if you have an A, B, C, D, E. And then you move down, take the triple bottom before then moving up. So then you have a move down, or maybe 3, but then you have a move down, A, B, C, D, E, take the triple dop, and then continuation. And then your 3-wave structure is going to be a first move, second move, third move, continuation. Could actually be nice. Like, look, we're on a 30-minute time frame. You know, I can go to the 15, but I don't really enjoy going to the 5 and trying to, you know, count triangles in this mess. Like 5 minute, 3 minute. That's not really my style. But you know, it can be so interesting to look how many lows here are. Like, wait, is this one also a low that we didn't take? Oh no, we took that one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. What the hell? There's so much. Like, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. J Mope, welcome, man. Good to see you again. You back. George Engel, couldn't it be that your 1 is an A and your 2 is a B? Let me check. Couldn't it be that your 1 is an A? Oh, wait, I think I know what you mean. Let me zoom out here. So you're talking about then potentially this being, right? A, B, C. Let me bright this up, put it in yellow here. Is this what you're talking about, George Engel? So just in case you are, because of course we only have like a 3-second or something delay or 4-second delay on the stream, which is, you know, really good. So that's nice, so that if I ask a question, I get answers quick. But you know, if you're looking for this, you're still looking for another low. Yeah, so okay, this is also a possibility, absolutely. And then after wave C, you then expect to move up. Now, what this means though is that this is then a W, a 3-wave W. Then you have an X, and then you have a Y. The not necessarily problem, but now we talk about probabilities from an Elliott wave perspective, is that this structure here is a zigzag in then a W. There you have an X expanding flat and another zigzag in Y. However, in a sideways double combo structure, wave W and wave Y are not allowed to have the same structure. Meaning, if wave W is very high probability a zigzag, then wave Y should either be a flat or a triangle. Well, it's not a flat, it's also not a triangle. It looks like an impulse to the downside. But then we have another ABC after this being an ABC, which, you know, lowers the probabilities for this being a WXY wave. So that is the reason why I label it an A, B, and then a 5-wave C to the downside. So it's just like a little probabilities thing. So is it possible? Yeah. But it's just lower probabilities. Can you have a double zigzag? Yes, but in a double zigzag, wave X is very unlikely to take the high of W. I'm not even sure if it completely invalidates a double zigzag. It actually might. But preferably in a double zigzag, you then want to see a sharp zigzag in a W, then a wave X, and then a wave Y. Like, it should be a sharp move to the downside. And the best example of a double zigzag I can give you, which isn't even that long ago, is this move over here. Look how sharp to the downside it is, right? This was a double zigzag to the downside here. And now we have a structure like this, which is more, so both are labeled to WXY, but you have this sideways double combo, WXY, and then you have the double zigzag WXY, which is a sharp move. And a double combo is a sideways move. And currently we're in a sideways structure. So that is the reason why I label it at the moment as an ABC. But yeah, you are correct, even for a wave C, right? If this is the scenario you're looking for, you would preferably still look for 1, 2, 3, sideways 4, and eventually a 5, where this low is interesting, right? So yeah, that's true, that's correct. Pop, pop. Hey, Ben TV, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see you around again. Enjoying the Sunday, I hope. Was listening, Elliott Wave says yesterday, but we don't get wave 5 because everyone expects it rather be an expanding flat or something. But even in an expanding flat, if this is a wave C, then he's either talking a truncated fifth, which is very rare, or you bounce from here, not impossible, but the probabilities are not on the side. I do so another thing I'm looking for, because of course now you have many people looking at like the, I suppose, 22K area, 24K area. And that is why in the previous, like the morning update, I've been talking about the 2.618 as well, very shortly, 18K. What about making people so scared, price going below 20K, it's a psychological number. Even, we have a bit of support here, but just imagine, this is very hypothetical because this is the common target for a C. The 2.618 is a more rare target, right? But C can be very extended. But just imagine, we're imagining it, that if price moves to the downside and we continue a strong move, we go past the common target, past the area where many people might be looking to buy, and we dump deeper to below 20K. What do you think the sentiment in the market will be? This is like, sometimes I add trading psychology bits and pieces in my videos, because I find it interesting to talk about trading psychology. Just imagine the psychology and the sentiment in the market if price goes below 20K, dumps through the 22K support. Interesting. And this one then, imagine price takes this low. Just imagine the bears in the market. And from a retracement point of view, let me check what's the fib here. From the low to the high to that's it's still in the common target area for a wave 2 or a wave B in a bigger structure. Wave A, B, C, or a 1, 2, 3. Still above the 786. But just imagine from a psychological point of view what it does to people if you go below 20K. How amazing would that be, no? Yeah, it would be pretty exciting. That would be pretty exciting. Yeah, if I do a live stream, then I'll be hearing people talking about like, we go to 10K. I mean, maybe, of course, like you never know, but yo, LJ, what's up from Zwolle? How are you doing? Could you measure the overshoot B with fibs? It's 105 out of my head. Well, actually just above, because this candle over here on the daily closed above the 105. And the 105 is a bit more rare for an expanding flat wave B. So, but nonetheless, it is a target for an expanding flat wave B. It's just a bit more rare than the more common target above. I only enter if I have a TP zone, stop loss zone, and a good risk to reward. Yeah, I have a good strategy, no? Exactly, robot. Fib statistics. Call of Duty. Yeah, there's a massive imbalance around 29K. 202.90 on BNB. I don't really follow BNB too much. To be or not to be? A is the question. Well, putting in the puns here. Which indicator do you use for automatic drawing? I draw everything myself. I don't have any indicators that draw. So everything that you see on the chart is all it's handmade. I draw it myself. So all these scenarios and the colors, everything I do myself. But what I like, so I like my charts to be very clean, very structured, very calm, and also because I chart like this, I hope that viewers, you guys, can easily follow what I'm talking about when I talk about the scenario in the video. Because imagine just imagine this, right? Imagine I have, where's my high time frame stuff here? Imagine I have this, plus the medium time frame, plus the low time frame, plus the micro, all on one chart. Do you see how messy this is? Like, how does one even explain this? How as a viewer can you watch videos where there's an Elliott Wave dude with hundreds of lines on his chart and multiple boxes and colors, and it doesn't feel good to me. It feels very messy. So I prefer to go through the scenarios and then I just explain like, hey, we are now looking at an ABC, a medium time frame bearish scenario. And then what I tend to say is, and if we zoom in to this structure, we are then looking for a 5-wave move. And the moment I open the low time frame scenario, you know, I then close the medium time frame, because now everyone knows, okay, Koen is looking for a wave C, impulse. Okay, so now we look here, right? And then Koen zooms in to the wave 3 over here. So then he opens the micro scenario and then closes the low time frame, because now everyone knows, okay, he's looking for the blue 3. So I just, you know, that's how I structure my chart, but also it's the way I like to present my scenarios to the viewers, because I hope it helps you to understand better what I'm looking for. 20k is a CME gap. And a naked point in 19.3. Yes. 19k. What do I have over here? Oh, I do have a daily naked point of control at 19k. Yeah. I have the same. And what's here? Yeah, this one is interesting, but that's the one we always talk about, right? Monthly naked point of control is a big level. LJ is somehow always cycling. This guy. Where are you cycling to? Pleasure, Barbie. Big CME gap, daily level, high time frame, fixed range peak. 21k. It's around this area here. It's a nice area. Koen, can you open a CME gaps? What chart is that? What do I look for CME? Because I don't follow any CME. What do I look for? Is that called CME or? Look at me, I'm such an amateur. Is it this? What do I... Look, I'm a very simple man. I trade BTC, I only look at BTC, I don't care about all the other stuff. But what do I search for to find BTC CME futures? Okay. I guess this should be... What the fuck? Okay, daily, yeah, that's good. Oh, BTC, oh wait, okay. BTC 1. Ah, there we go. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it just shows how much I focus on my specialty, which is, you know, one chart. I don't, and also it shows what my confluence, like I don't use CME in my trading, clearly, else I would have known about this. Okay, I like the chart, but I don't really follow CME, so I never know what to look for. Like, is CME like BTC1? What's that for, like a name? So yeah, we have a gap over here, which is between 23 and 21.1. That's quite a big gap if you look towards the upside. You know, there's not really any other gap with the moves to the upside. It's just this one. We do have a gap now over here, though. What was the statistics? Like 70% or something get filled. The problem is, I want a time frame. How much of the gaps get filled in a certain amount of time? Because everyone can say, oh, 70% of the gaps get filled. Yeah, that's very nice. But if it gets filled like 2 years later, who cares? You know what I mean? So what's the time frame here? Like, are they filled in a day, 3 days, a week? Like, what's the... Does anyone know if there's like a time thing, like a statistics about time as well? I'd be interested in that. Christian, hello from Switzerland. What's up, man? Phil, what are your thoughts on these different price action charts on exchanges? Are you? Yeah, so I only stick to Coinbase, Phil, because based on my statistics and my experience, it works best for my trading strategy. Because of the price action there compared to some other charts. It's a bit cleaner for what I'm using. So that's why I stick to Coinbase and I don't do any analysis on other charts except Bitstamp for the more like cycle Elliott Wave count, which I haven't done for very, very long. Haven't looked at the cycle count. Do you use the heat map? No, I don't use heat maps. I do know platforms like Kingfisher, Light. What is it? Light, the Light thing. What's that? What's that? The Light website. Well, clearly I don't use it. So, but yeah, I do know about heat maps. I know how to read them. I just don't use them. 19.3K, also the quarterly or decade naked point. Oh wow, you actually use quarterly or decade naked point of controls. That's very interesting. Let me go to my chart here. A decade naked point of control. How about that? Let me quickly have a look at this. So for a decade, or not a decade, sorry. Let's first do the quarterly. First week of January to the end of March, which let's say, okay, 3 days of 23K. Do we have a box over here? It's just above. Oh yeah, we also have the monthly naked point of control. So it's basically in confluence with that blue target box there. The decade. Decades. Oh, okay, 2023. I can't even like the. Oh man, this doesn't make sense. What's the next setup? If you go to the more like beginning of the video, Crypto High, I've done that's the analysis part. So now it's the engaging. By the way, we're going to talk about trading psychology, literally, guys, in a few minutes, right? Because else I could just keep chatting. But I want to talk about what I've been doing, what I think is useful for you guys as well. So talking about setups, the beginning, more if you go to the beginning of the stream, is where I did my analysis, basically. That's the analysis part. But this target area here is interesting. Also, by the way, I, of course, there are setups everywhere, which depends on your strategy. So even, this is a resistance area. Could this be a short? Absolutely. But it depends on your entry requirements. What do you want to see before you enter a position? What's your plan? Yeah, maybe gap up first. Yeah, definitely could be. We have a gap at 35K as well. On the daily? Depending on your chart you use, the wick created a gap below. I see. What platform are you trading on? Currently I like BingX. Used to trade on Bybit, and I also enjoy prop firms because why trade with your own money? Trading light, exactly, Lionheart. That's right. Nick K, BTC USD when we have a bull run, and BTC USDT when we have bears. Yeah, of course, when you're in a bull market, then you prefer to have the asset as your, reference, where, in a bear market, USDT is the safer option. So everything I do is USDT at the moment. Also, I'm not a hodler really. Like, I'm a trader, like day trader. So of course, if we're in a bull market, I switch to potentially BTC USD, trading myself on like BingX. Like, if you want to know, check the partner list in the description. BingX is there if you want to check it out, which from the community, it's the most popular platform that at least the community on Discord is using, because I can see the statistics. I can see how many people register and how many are active. And by far, like, it's not even close. By far, BingX currently is outweighing any of the other links, other partners. It's not even close. So it's a very clear favorite. And I like it as well. I very much like it. Yeah, okay. Trading psychology, guys. This is important. I've been working based on a book. Give me a second. There we are. So, you tend to hear 20% technicals, 80% in trading is mindset. And I think everyone, sorry for this, I need to quickly. Okay, I'm alive again. So I do believe you need a strategy, you need a plan, right? That's very, very important. I think that having a strategy, having a plan, having entry requirements, that's the basis of trading long-term profitably. Like, you need to know what you're looking for, have a system, have a strategy, have a plan. But once you get there, trading psychology is I think one of the biggest things to work on and improve on, because trading psychology, and specifically things like fear, anger, confidence, discipline, greed, those are the ones that can kill you and your account. So now I'm reading many books. I love reading about trading, but not technical analysis. I don't enjoy books going about technicals. I like books going about mindset, market wizards, trading in the zone. Also this one, The Mental Game of Trading. Now, I've mentioned the book in many streams already, just because it's so damn good. I don't have an affiliate link, by the way, so no sellout here. I can make one if you want, if you want to support the channel. But I'm now working on exercises, and one of the exercises was, what were the problems? Like, what did I encounter? What were the emotional problems I used to have in the past when trading the charts? And talking about, let's go back. So I just want to read a few to you that I wrote down. And I also talk about my biggest challenge I still have from a trading psychology point of view, right? Because I still have mainly one which is difficult to me, and I kind of fixed the others. So all the ones I read now are the ones I've fixed, right? That's not a problem anymore. But those were problems I used to have. So just let me know if you recognize some of these. And you can see, I've been writing pages here in my notebook. So I just want to go through these. Let me know if you recognize them, right? So that can be interesting. Yo, Philip, 3 kiddos in the morning. Have a great week, man, and enjoy your kids. Okay, here we go. When in drawdown, after a few losing trades, I start to stop following the plan. Let's do it like this. Type 1 in the chat if you recognize yourself in this emotional problem, either now or in the past, doesn't matter, because this is something I don't struggle with anymore. It's something I've struggled with in the past, right? These are the things, the list I will mention now, that stuff I've had problems with but fixed. So a 1 is, if you type a 1, then it's something you've experienced maybe yourself in the past, maybe now, it doesn't matter. And if you type 2, then you didn't have that problem, right? So when in drawdown, after a few losing trades, I start to stop following the plan. Well, that's something I had. Can't handle multiple losses after one another very well, which means that after a couple of losses, you get emotional. Either you stop with the plan, start taking bigger positions, all that stuff, like everything goes out the window. Confidence is low, doubting myself if I lose again, stopping trading. Completely stop trading, maybe for a few days, maybe for a few weeks. I've had, I think in 2021 or 2022, I'm not sure. I think it was 2021. At the end of 2021, I had like 2 months where I didn't touch the charts at all. I just kept I was watching price action, but I didn't do anything. Following the plan, but after entry, I'm doubting and overthinking is hitting me. So I enter, but then I start doubting about my entry. I start doubting about my plan. I'm starting to overthink. What if? Like all that stuff. And that's gonna, maybe influence my trade. Do you recognize yourself? Type 1, if not, type 2. I see a couple of 1s as well, all day long. Yeah, it's a big one, right? It's a big one. Like, especially if your position goes in drawdown, right? You enter, of course, maybe if you pay fees, you're automatically in a few dollars drawdown. But then if it goes, towards your stop loss, we'll get there because there's another one coming. Going in and out trades all the time because I want to stick to the plan, but at the same time I'm doubting the plan and there's a fight in my head going on. So I enter the trade but then because I'm overthinking and doubting, I exit the trade. But then I'm like, fuck, I need to stick to my plan. I need to have the guns to stick to my plan. So then I enter again, but then I'm doubting again. So I go out and in and out, and down the line I've paid so much fees and I'm not going anywhere, right? Stupid. But yeah, that's psychology in a nutshell. Not going through the whole entry, that's entry requirement, not going through the whole entry requirement process because I might miss the trade. So I see an opportunity. I might, like, for example, I'm doing sports. I'm coming back home. I check the charts and I see a setup, like it's there. But instead of going through my entry requirements, printed paper here, and check all the boxes, I enter. But because of the hurry and because of trying to still be part of the trade and be part of the charts and engaging with the charts, I might overlook and not see that one of my entry requirements may not have been hit. But I'm like almost like panicking that I'm missing out. It's like a FOMO thing, no? One, yeah, this is also a popular one. Bybit front runs the market. Yeah, I still think the wick on Bybit is very relevant. Absolutely. Also the fact it took the low, and probabilities are on the side of all the charts taking the low. Okay, next one. Not fully trusting my strategy and following it to the T, even though I know it is profitable based on data. You have a plan, you build statistics, you just know, if I only just do this, if I just stick to my plan, I'll be profitable, but you fuck up. Big one for me. That's a problem I had in the past. Man, fuck, all the time. Okay, next. If price moves in drawdown, I get the urge to close it to save a few dollars instead of letting price hit my stop loss. And then if I manually exit the trade, but price then reverses before actually hitting the stop loss I had in mind, I want to re-enter back into the trade. That's me, 111. Yeah, this one, eh? So, yeah, this is also such a popular one, man. This one fucked me over so much. Like, you have your invalidation level, you have your stop loss, you're in a trade, wherever your trade is. Let's like a little example. This is a random, right? This is no financial advice. This is just random. Imagine you traded like over here, entry, wherever your stop loss is, for example, here, and target doesn't matter. So what happens during this trade? Let's put this off. Is instead of price doing that, price moves down, and you see price moving down. You're in a downtrend, right? You're in a big downtrend. You have a big wick. No higher highs, only lower. Oh, fuck this. We're going lower again. Why am I even trying? Why do I even enter the trade? What was I thinking? What am I doing? Whoop. Where do you exit? You exit here. Because you're like, you know what? I'm saving myself a couple of $100. I don't want my stop loss to be hit. I just let me manually exit the trade because the chart is going down anyway. And then this happens. And you're like, oh shit, I'm missing out. Where do I enter? Like, you're probably entering back into the pump because still, if price is ranging here, you're probably going to be like, yeah, there's no impulsive structure. It's ranging below my initial entry, whatever. But only once you see this next candle to the upside, you're like, fuck, I made a mistake. Holy moly. Yeah. I mean, which trader doesn't recognize that one, eh? We all had that one, I suppose, once in a while. No. That was one I struggled with in the past as well. Seeing a move and thinking I could have traded it if I was trading, hindsight bias. So you're doing something, whatever, in your life. You come back to the charts, you had a perfect setup, and you're like, shit, I could have traded this perfectly. If I was at home, I would have traded this, followed the plan. I would have made like so many thousands of profit, However, what you forget is that once you're in the trade, all the other emotional stuff you had to cope with. So it's hindsight bias of saying, oh, I would have caught this move, I would have had profit, it would have hit my target, but that's in hindsight, you know the chart developed that way. But once you actually enter, you don't know yet what's going to happen. So you have all the emotions to play with, right? Yeah, that's a big one. Understatement of the century. Yeah. Okay, for the people that are new in the stream here, we're going through my psychological problems that I had, trading problems, because, you know, I don't have psychological problems, but trading psychology issues I had in the past, but I don't have anymore. And I'm doing an exercise that has to do with the book, The Mental Game of Trading, which I can recommend. Okay, before entering, I'm double checking my analysis and requirements. So I've done the whole analysis. I have my plans, even here, like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got, like, those are all setups in case they appear. I have my plans. I've done my analysis, but the moment I can enter, I'm double checking everything. You know, what does it show? It shows you don't have confidence. It shows insecurity. No, collecting data and trying to improve my trading plan, but I'm not actually trading it. Like, so. And at the beginning, when I started to record data, and I started to learn that data is important, because, you know, I started with nothing, right? Like everyone, at the beginning, I didn't know I had to record any data. And once I started to record data and had a little bit of a plan, I was a bit afraid of actually only following the plan, because the chart always moves, and you maybe want to be part of all the moves instead of only sticking to the plan. So eventually you're not trading the plan, even though you have the statistics. Keep looking. This is another big one. Let me know. Keep looking at P&L and if the market moves in my favor or not. You keep looking at your numbers in the trade. Is it going up? Is it going down? Am I in red or am I not in red? And based on what you see with your P&L, your emotions are either positive because you're happy the trade goes in favor, or you're like, shit, I might lose money here. Thinking, what is this? The next one, thinking how the money will help me with my dreams. Where's that one? It's also trading psychology. You're already thinking ahead in time. By the way, I have to specify this because, of course, having goals is good. Like, I have goals. I want to achieve certain things. You know, I have very clear 10-year goal, 5-year goal, 1-year goal. But what the book talks about is that while you're trading, you're already thinking about only the profit. Like, oh, I'm going to earn this, and then I can buy this, and I can do this, and X, Y, Z. But it distracts you from what you're actually doing, which is the current trade that you're in, right? And focus on the process. Struggling with the uncertainty of the market. No control. Lack of control. I'm a very controlling person. I should say this differently, because I'm not a controlling person as in like controlling behavior, but I like structure. I like to have a certain amount of influence. And I believe that Elliott Waves it's one of the tools that can best predict price action. It's always going to be a prediction. It's always probabilities, but it's one of those tools, if you call it a tool, like strategies, I suppose, which can give you the best indication of what price might do next. So you're reading price action like a book. And that's why I love Elliott Waves as well. But in the past, I had difficulty with not having any like control. Like, I had no idea what the market is going to do. And now based on Elliott Waves, I at least have a bit of like an idea, right? A bit of a plan. Not caring anymore. Oh, this is another big one. Not caring anymore and just jumping in random 1-minute trades with big positions because you're like, fuck it. Anyone? How should I start with Elliott Waves? Good question. In the meantime, first of all, check the links in the description because there's 2 links that are, those are just websites with info. There's a simple Elliott Wave link and a detailed one. Open both, study these, and I can also recommend to buy the book Elliott Wave Principle, which is the official book from Frost and Prechter. And you read through that, and then you study it like you're studying for school or university or whatever, which I've done as well. I can show you my notes. I still have my notes as well. Okay, next one. Making a mistake, I know I shouldn't, which is annoying because the moment you make a mistake, you want to correct it. But if the trade goes in favor, even though you made a mistake, you might learn yourself a new habit, which is not a habit you want. When I do well, I don't feel proud on myself. Negatives have more impact than positives. This might be a big one actually for some people as well, where they earn money with their trading, but they're not as happy as they become frustrated when they lose money. And it's all about balance. If I don't have the best entry, I get an urge to exit and enter at a better area. But there is no guarantees that price drops or goes to a better area. And if price then continues, then I FOMO and I enter at a worse price instead. Change the plan last moment because I get scared. We're almost finished now. Yeah, so in the last one, by going in and out and constantly working on the trade, like constantly in, out, in, out, in, out, and all that stuff, I get frustrated as I know I should have stuck to my plan, and now I don't. And because I constantly go in and out, and it takes a lot of time, I could have spent my time differently because I have a busy life anyway. So these are some of the stuff I struggled with in the past, but not anymore. The only trading psychology, I guess, issue that sometimes haunts me still is where I have a plan. And how can I explain this? I'm a person, I need a lot of structure. So my trading is incredibly structured. Specific entry requirements, only if it's hit I enter. But sometimes there's still a little bit of doubt with certain setups. And if I then enter, because it did check all the boxes, but eventually I might exit, then I go into, the moment I don't stick to the plan, the exact plan I have, I start to go into over trading, where I go in and out, because I have a very specific plan, but sometimes I'm still doubting a little bit. So then I go out, but then I'm like, okay, I should just stick to the plan, and then I go back in. But then I'm like, okay, but I'm doubting a little bit, so maybe I shouldn't. And then I go out again. And that can be an issue because you're paying the fees all the time, even though you're not making profit and you're also not losing, but the fees end up you losing money, no? Yeah, so that's the one I sometimes still have. Interesting, no? I gotta say though, over the years, I've become so much better with trading psychology. But yeah, this book, I read it, last week, 2 weeks ago. Man, it's so good. The Mental Game of Trading. It gives you a plan and a structure to work on your mental game, which is very important in trading, in my opinion. What I gain in 2 trades, I lost and more from 1 trade. Yeah, that's another one, right? Losers being much bigger than winners. And that has more to do with stop loss placement and your risk to reward ratio, which eventually comes back to the plan, of course. But if you, in your strategy, where's your stop loss? What's your profit target? And do you stick to the plan? So if you have a good risk to reward ratio of a 1-to-3 or 1-to-2, or it doesn't really matter. I have a picture. Wait, let me Google this one. Oh, here. Found it. Look at the picture here. Can I? Oh, wait. Right mouse click. Open in a new tab. So, here you see, right? What's your win rate? What's your risk to reward? And even if your win rate is 40%, but you have a 1-to-2, you can be profitable. You get 1 to 3, you can be profitable, right? It's a good, like, a good little picture to have. And actually in Discord, not too long ago, I actually posted another one. Oh, here. So yeah, what's the, yeah, and this then comes back to statistics. What's your best, like, what risk to reward ratio do you trade? Do you always have a certain target? So for me, I always trade a 1 to 3. There are exceptions, but that's included in my strategy because I then have an exceptions area, right? Where my reward, like my RR, can be bigger, but that's an exception. Most of my trades are 1 to 3 based on statistics. I know that based on my strategy, my entry requirements, everything I look for, I know that 1 to 3 gives me the best long-term result. So I think this graph is interesting for you as well, for anyone watching, where, or this table, I suppose, like, where if you build statistics, even if you have a win rate of 40% or 30%, but if your risk to reward is good and you can consistently do that, doesn't matter. You're making profit. It's just that mindset wise, for my mindset, I like a win rate above 50. So I'm good having a 1 to 3, but I want a win rate above 50, and mine is like between 60 and 80 depending on the month. So so yeah, that's an important, like, problem as well, right? Definitely recognizable, I suppose, for many as well. You earn money in a couple of trades, and then one trade later, just all goes in the bin. Okay, some bullish CVD over here. If price takes this low, it's invalidated. And that is the low at 26117. It's very, very close. Like, it created another high now. Look, another double top basically. So now we have a double top right there and another one over here. And like, this is typically weekend, hey, building up liquidity both at the highs and the lows. Man, I bet that, like, once Asia's opening tonight, like, it's gonna be like, or like something crazy. Grab the liquidity and go the opposite way. So much liquidity down here, so many lows. But then over here, double top. What's the retracement here? I think it's an 886 retracement. Yeah. So the 886 has been hit multiple times. So what you like to see preferably with an 886 tag is tagging it and move away. The longer price is ranging around the 886, the higher the probability you're going to take this high. Besides, once price hits the 886, there's a higher probability that if price would move to the downside now, that this is the high of a wave B or a wave X, and not a wave 2 for an impulse to the downside. But even for a B or X, you prefer to hit and run, like hit, go. We've now had like quite a while in around this area. And you can also see, this is interesting, once the 886 is hit, the golden pocket is going to be your, in this case, support. So once price hits the 886, the golden pocket becomes an important level, but then from the other way around. So over here you can see there's now support on the golden pocket. You will see this a lot. Once the 886 is hit, you want to see the golden pocket being broken. There we go. So yeah, we're just in a range-bound structure now. There's not too much going on really. It's a perfect Sunday to also do something else, right? It's a very small range. It's only $200 basically. Not even. Yeah, I mean $180 for almost a whole like weekend already. This is typically like weekend. It's so good to, you know, during a day like this. Whatever. I'm gonna do other stuff. I still go to friends later as well. But the 7 p.m. update, the high time frame and macro, is already recorded. So I will plan it later for the 7 p.m. and then you get a notification once that video is online. And other than that, trading is a lot about patience, no? Wait and see, wait and see. Still got this one over here, bullish as well. Higher low, lower low on blue. Interesting. Would be nice to have some action during the stream, either up or down, doesn't really matter. Got liquidity on both sides, of course. So yeah, that is basically it. So how are you guys doing? How long are we online for? 1 hour and 20 minutes now. Started at around, I was in front of the cam at 1. So yeah, about 1 hour and 16 minutes now. Chatting on the Sunday. We'll go to friends later. We have a barbecue and a birthday. So gonna have a good evening. And then tonight, 7 p.m. macro high time frame update, which I think is going to be a very interesting one this time. And then the next lower time frame update is going to be tomorrow, Monday, 7 a.m. So gonna be good. And yeah, we just got to wait a little bit. Like for me, counting this sideways range at the moment just doesn't make too much sense. Like there's a lot of overlap. It's corrective. You know, it's very three-wavy everywhere. Yeah. Can be up, 3, up. I'm just looking for this target box over here to the upside and to the downside. I mean, this area, no? Someone should make a trading view checklist indicator for entries. Well, that then depends on the strategy, because I could almost say every person has its own like style, own character, own trading pattern, trading strategy. So I'm more like a day trader. But I have about about 10 to 20 setups a month max. Right, so I don't trade every day. There's even if I have 10 setups in a month, there's more days I'm not trading than I'm actually trading. But that's also because of my strategy, my entry requirements, and everything that comes with it. While a scalper that might trade 10 times a day, their entry requirements are going to be very, very different. A swing trader as well, but also just in general, other day traders, for example, will have a completely different way of trading. Some people might, use completely different indicators, tools. Some use fundamental analysis in combination with their technicals, or they're only fundamental. There is some use candlesticks, and there's so much that you can use for your, to develop your strategy and your plan and be a profitable trader, because there's not one strategy that is profitable. Any strategy, any tool can be profitable as long as you have a strict set of rules to enter based on statistics. Statistics are very important, so you know what the profitability is of the strategy that you have created. And then it's all about following the rules you set for yourself. And that's when trading psychology comes into play, which is very difficult. And we spoke about trading psychology just now. So once you have the strategy, you're not there yet. Like, that's the first 20% is done, basically, right? Now you have the 80%, which is your head. But in the market, I suppose that most of the traders never built statistics on tools, combine tools, build statistics on the combination of tools, and then build a strategy based on these statistics and the tools they've tracked. Whatever tools people want to use, because everyone is different and has different favorites. I think that many don't really, I rarely see people track statistics. It's a lot of work. Will Longenecker, love your videos, man. Thanks, appreciate it. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. I love being live. I very much enjoy being live on YouTube, chatting with everyone as well. I love interaction. With the traditional videos, it's of course, I just make a video. I can't really interact unless it's the comment section. Like, I try to reply to all of the comments coming in. And so far that, works out very, very well. I can usually reply to everyone. But in a live stream, I can actually engage. And I used to live stream a lot as a professional gamer in the past. So I always loved it. The next ring is the 22nd to the 23rd of August. Oh, that's only in a few days. Wait, oh, here. The 22nd. That would be this area. 22nd to the end of the 23rd. So your ring, like Liquid Mafia, for the ones that don't, he's the one providing like interstellar charts. Like space charts. Here, wait, this is from today. I didn't even see. This is another ring then, no? Look, this is one of his charts. Like, it's interesting, no? He always shares these type of charts. Here's another one. So this is Fibonacci circles, I believe, but I never got the hang of that stuff. It's abracadabra to me. Oh, here, this was a good one, no? Hitting the like circle trend line, or whatever you call it, like circle line coming in and boom, moving to the downside. And then two targets based on the circles. It's interesting, no? Interesting form of technical analysis. I love it. I don't understand it, but I do enjoy seeing it. It's very interesting. I have a seven week holiday show. That's like, are you like, do you work full time, or is that like between university or study or school? 7 weeks. That's very rare for someone, I suppose, working full time. I'll try to get you some. Yeah, CME. I think it's very interesting. Thanks. I appreciate that. It's mainly interesting, I suppose, also for yourself in general, like CME in combination with time. So yes, maybe 70% or 80% of the gaps are filled, but it doesn't tell you anything if you don't have a time aspect. Like, how many of the gaps are filled in 3 days? Because then, if there is a gap made on the chart and 2 days in, the gap is not filled, but you know that in 3 days, 80% of the gaps are filled, it's a high probability that on the third day or close to the third day, the price might go to fill that gap. So it's a higher probability trade, So that is like, I think the time aspect is very, very important with the CME gaps, because it's completely useless to say, oh yeah, we made a gap, okay, and then you don't visit the gap for 2 years, and then 2 years later, oh, we filled the gap. You see statistics 70% of the time. And I'm like, yeah, you had to wait 2 years for your gap. Yeah, wow, that's great. So I think it's interesting to know, like in a week time or in 3 days time, like how many gaps fill, you know? If there's a gap after the weekend, how long does it take for it to fill? That's interesting. What's the low level you are watching? The triple bottom is definitely the first level at 26.24. The second level I'd be looking at is this one. So over here, triple bottom first. Second one is the point of control of this little range, which is at 25936. It's also a level with a bit of support here. But I don't really have like a target box below at the moment. Like a very strong, like those are the two I look for. And if that point of control gets taken, then yeah, looking for the low. But yeah, then going lower becomes very attractive. I would prefer, but that's a personal preference. And also probabilities based just on previous price action. I would prefer doing, something like this. This area is very interesting as a first resistance area, that is. But the triple bottom, it could be interesting to do this. But now we have a double top here and a double top here. There's so much liquidity on both sides. Like prices, weekend stuff, it's just narrowing down into this like $200 range, Robot works full time. Wow, 7-week holiday. That's amazing, man. You got a good deal for yourself. That's very, very nice. That's good. It's good to have like some proper time off, relax from work, recharge, do some other stuff like trading. That's very nice. That's very, very nice. I gigolo in my free time. I bet you do. It happens that we are on our way to take the liquidity at the bottom. 25,900. You have block. What is a Ben TV? What's a block? You mean an order block or something else? Maybe this is what you mean. Like, yeah, that could be. This is an order block, yeah. Your caps lock is on, just in case you don't know. I will read your comment anyway. But yeah, it's an order block. Yeah. Yeah, this is also good. Like this is of course in confluence with that point of control level here, 25,936, which then is 93. That's over here around the higher edge of this area. So this is now indeed like an order block in case price comes down, important support for potential continuation. Then you also trade you take the triple bottom before then a move to the upside. Definitely an interesting area. All depends on what price wants to do, because we don't know. We can only play the probabilities. Look how sharp the blue CVD is moving down, creating more bullish CVD divergences. Unless it is leading. That's the thing. It's weekend now. We've been ranging for a long time, but we do have bullish CVD divergences building up as it stands. The thing is that we have so much liquidity here that it would be very interesting to take the liquidity. Take it and then move. Poof, bam. Or it just goes up. I don't really mind. Use a vector candle. Wait, what is this? Line with Marcus? What's a line with Marcus? What's the difference here? I don't know. Vector candle. Which is? I never actually used these candles. Like this, like Heikenashi. Oh, it's an indicator. Okay, so what does this do? What is vector candles? I have no idea. Oh, this is the wrong one? I see. Okay. Okay. What am I looking at now? What is this? So it has to do with certain zones. Bar color boxes. So what zones? So this is a bit of a gap. This is like more like an order block. What is this? Oh. This one? Oh, fair value gaps. Oh, yeah. Oh, but I don't need an indicator for FVGs. You know, FVGs are super easy to spot, right? Like, but still, like, which one do you mean? This one, the vector candle zones, or fair? I mean, oh, this one, Trader's Reality, is the name of the indicator. Okay, so that is this one then. Oh my. No, probably not this one. I have no idea. Bom dia, Malta. Are you from Malta, Joao Luis? Are you from Malta? Trader's Realty is the name of the indicator. Fair value gaps. I actually think, like, so I have quite a lot of indicators right here, but many of those, like, you never see me use indicators because I don't. But actually there's, I know, like, oh no, this was kill zones. I don't have vector candles are candles above average liquidity. It's taken as a reference to cover those candles. Okay, so because the candle is above average liquidity, which means more people have traded in that candle, there's a higher probability of it acting as support or resistance. Is that what you're saying there? Portuguese, I see. Portuguese, that's nice. Such a nice country as well. Must be warm there. There are candles that show open interest CVD and open interest and volume. Yeah, open interest is a handy tool as well. I don't really use it. Did it in the past though. It's not fair value gaps. Okay, I see. You had it, Koen. Wait, mate. Okay. Traders, real. Which one is it? I now want to know as well. Which one is it? Liquid Mafia. Is it traders? Is it the first one? Second, third, fourth, fifth? Which one? 1, 2, 3? The first one? Main. Okay, let's click, right? Okay, let's have a look. Holy moly, what is this? Okay, we need to turn a lot of stuff off, no? Like, how do you use this? Let's turn off my. Okay. Wow, this is such a mess. Okay, what are we looking at? 5. Oh, you have 5. Just leave the can. Okay, so we have 2 different people, Jay and Liquid Mafia, that use different traders' reality indicators. So only use the candles. So let's see if I turn it all off. No idea what's range. Wow, man, there's so much stuff. Oh, I already turned it off. It's, there's so much stuff in here that I actually have no idea which one it is. But the like only the boxes. There was another one, no? Like I don't know which one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5. So this is the one that Liquid Mafia then spoke about. So this, let's see, what did you say, Liquid Mafia? You said that. Oh no, wait, that was J. Vector candles are candles above average liquidity. It's taken as a reference to recover those candles, which means going back. High volume candles. I see. Well, I was talking about fair value gaps. Those are easy to spot, but high volume candles not really. Like, I mean, you have the volume, like my volume indicator here at the low of the chart, right? But it doesn't necessarily show what happened inside the candle, which I suppose this does. So volume MA style. What are we looking at? I don't know what the color mean, but okay. Isn't this the indicator from the English dude that screams during his live streams? No, really. Is it one of those that puts his like big face with an open mouth, shouting on his on a thumbnail? Like it's one of those. The indicator can be useful though. Switch off everything apart from the candles called the Z-score mate. Go on the 4-hour time frame and watch the candle colors. Z-score. So what do the colors mean? I'm completely clueless. I'm learning something new now. I've never seen this. Green, purple, like those must be levels of liquidity or something. Like blue must be the best or something, and then because it's like at the end, like color 0 to 5, or red means it's the highest liquidity because it's at the top, and gray is usually like then not like low liquidity. So they have blue, purple, green, red, and red being the highest volume delta type of move. Blue is decent. If blue is decent, then this candle over here, the gray one, had quite a lot of what? Volume? Like delta? Sure, I still don't know what it represents. Like really understand it. You mean like this, set PVSRA candle colors? No. Not the bottom, the chart candles. Okay. Oh, okay, this one. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. Okay. So now we have in chart candle colors. I'm learning something new here thanks to chat. I am so clueless. Why are these candles colored here? What's happening in this candle that makes it gray or blue? This one. Oh. Basically means that green is high institutional buyers and red it's sellers. Green are the buyers, red sellers. I see. Well, if institutions bought here, then a bit of an issue. Also here, wait, what? Green is high institutional buyers and red the sellers. You don't want to buy here at the high, of course. Can hardly imagine institutions buying up here, no? Before the big move down. Interesting though. Interesting. By and large, this is how you follow the institutions. If you have red candles, it means that the big traders have opened longs. And if it is strong green, it means shorts. Oh, no, that would make sense. So green shorts, that's there. Red Oh, well, I don't hope for them that they longed over here. That would not be very smart. All the institutions. Oops. But it can be added confluence in a range. I suppose that in a range, it works better than a very strong trending move. So in a range over here, it can be interesting, of course. But in a strong trend, you don't, it's maybe less interesting. Oh, no, wait. So we have the green candles here. And this is where they then sell, because the candles are dark. Okay. Oh. I see. Hello, sir. Can you do please an Elliott Wave analysis for DIA USDT if you are in YouTube Gold membership? Yes. The thing is that usually that's the problem. I get many requests, but I don't have the time to do full Elliott Wave counts on random charts because it takes a lot of time to do an Elliott Wave count. It's one of those strategies, Elliott Waves, that you have to go from top-down analysis, and it takes a lot of time to do an Elliott Wave count. So because of that, I only stick to Bitcoin. However, in the YouTube Gold membership, every Monday we do it's called coin coverage, and we do an Elliott Wave count on a chart that the community votes for. And we've done quite a lot of charts, but not DIA USDT yet. And of course, at the moment now I'm live and chatting with the lads here and the lasses. Green is blue is volume rising. Okay. Check Discord. Oh wait, you sent me a PM? Fucking panda. I remember this. It's so old, man. I was a kid when that meme came out. Okay. Go to the bottom. Okay, so this is the ring, Liquid Mafia. I see. We're basically hugging that ring. And what's happening in PM? I see. Candlestick cheat sheet. Aha! Okay, let's open it. Green vector, high buy volume, 200%. More volume than the previous 10 candles. I see. I mean, I'm sure that some people can include this in their strategy if they use certain volume aspects. Of course, like once you start trending, you'll probably be either green or red due to the trend. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Thanks, Liquid Mafia. It's not that I won't use this indicator myself because I have my stuff, of course, but it's interesting to know about. This is interesting. I'll definitely read a bit about it. Do you have a CVD indicator for TradingView? No. I only have the AGGR, which is this one over here. And the template and everything can be downloaded in Discord. Also make sure to check out the video that I made. Over here, you can go to the Good to Know channel, right? And then over here, AGGR is the website, template, that's this one. So you can download it with the instructions on how to get it and upload it in your browser. CVD one-pager cheat sheet, also here, so you can download this one. And then in the cheat sheet, click here for the CVD video, but it's at the end of all my YouTube videos that I do. In the end screen, you have the CVD video that is linked there, while price is doing some moves now. So let's go out of this indicator stuff. Whoops. Let's see what happens. Nope. Okay. Check the candles. Oh, Sophos, 15K. Oops, I already closed the stuff now. Can I do it? Oh, there we go. Okay, candles, 15K. I might want to use this on a daily, no? Yeah, okay, so there's a like very big red, like very high. Oh wait, and then you probably need to turn the candle colors on. They are. But yeah, it's very, very red and then immediately green. So that shows then, I suppose, like it's just, there's a lot of selling, but it's obvious there's a lot of selling because of the impulsivity, no? And then the green candle shows a lot of buying, which then is institutional support based on, I suppose, the volume. It's funny though that still you're taking this low over here. That's it. Do you think we will go to B12A16? I asked you before on your last live. Okay, I may have missed this. Do you think we will go to 20K to get the double bottom you said? No, I don't think so. Did you change your mind or your BTC bottomed at 25? Okay, let's, we're done with the indicator here. Let's see. Do you think we will go to 20K, which is over here, to create a double bottom? Well, currently, as it stands, we take it level by level. So 20K, can we go there? Of course, we can go anywhere. But probabilities, take it level by level. First see the reaction here, then the reaction here, then the reaction here. You know, and that's just how we go down. The current target area for C is around 22K, which is this area. 20K is definitely an option because the 2.618 is a rare target for wave C, which is at 18K even. So, you know, but if price goes all the way down here, I would prefer price to just take this low, which would make a lot of people very bearish, selling into big positions, and then that would be very nice, no? So it's just trading psychology, make everyone very scared, and then the move happens. Yes, because on the opposite end of the trade is a long when price drops. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's always a long and short opportunity, of course, everywhere. This indicator shows you traces of institutionalism is the idea. I get it. I see. Yeah, traces of, I mean, in the end, what it shows is volume. It doesn't show institutional buying or selling. It shows volume. And based on volume, you conclude it might be institutions because there's so much volume in those candles, right? That's I guess the aim. The aim is to show volume, and based on the volume, he concludes it might be institutional buying or selling, which is then highly probable because of the high volume in the move, because retail traders might not be able to move the market that much. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, I see. It's a good strategy. Watch traders play this for hybrid system. Oh, good luck with your longs, mate. It gives you zones to target for direction. Sure. Apparently, there's a lot that comes with the indicator. It's kind of like it's likely once you get used to the indicator, it's probably relatively easy to get a grasp of how it works. But I got a good idea thanks to you guys. So I'll read a bit about it. I'm always curious, so I love to learn new things. I will never use it because I got my stuff. And it adds another level of complexity to what I already use. And my strategy is very good. So I don't need it, but I do like to learn new stuff. I always enjoy learning new strategies, looking at indicators and see how they work. If market maker want to grab the maximum liquidity, it would make sense to turn from 23 to 5K or so to the top and then go back down to 20K. Oh, I'm actually thinking you might really want to watch. 1 second here. 23 to the top. Yeah, so false. Make sure you check my high time frame and macro video tonight at 7 p.m. Central East European time. You're gonna find that one interesting. It's a very it's a video where I explain more than usual in my high time frame and macro videos. More content, I suppose, that like there's changes, of course, because of the moves over here. But I also go in more detail in certain things, and yeah, you'll enjoy that video, I'm sure, based on what you said just now. Oh, come on, man. Price is just hugging. It takes so long for price to move to the upside or downside. I don't care which side, but Emmanuel Kosarka. Hello, Koenz. What do you think about ranging for some time after this big move? Yeah, absolutely. That's actually also what's happening, of course, now. This is like a typical range after a big move to the downside. It's very wave 4-ish, right? It's also good. It's healthy to have a bit of a longer range, especially after such a short wave 2 in time. It's good to have a much longer wave 4, which also is very normal. Rule of alternation in Elliott waves is if wave 2 is very short, wave 4 tends to be a lot longer, which is exactly what you want to see. So yeah, completely agree there. Bro, I sent you a picture on Discord about BTC. Over here, gold feedback. I like the color of your candles. I see. Yeah. So my question to you now would be, right? What are your subwaves of wave 3? How did you count a 5-wave structure in your wave 3 over here to make wave 3 finish at the bottom? That would be my question in return. Load shedding. Oh well, there you go, Bloody Ramstad. Yeah, I'm gonna have my experience with load shedding from next week onwards, as I'll be in South Africa. I will make content, but it will be different times, and I'll make a video about it before I leave to South Africa, so everyone on YouTube is updated. I will make content, but it's just less because they're very busy schedule, visiting family of my fiance, friends. We have to prepare stuff for our wedding in Cape Town coming up next year. So, but I will continue to provide content through, like when I'm there. The trader psychology is take off from here. I can't imagine the amount of people saying we are going lower. Yeah. What I would like is going lower than expected. So instead of moving up now, going lower than expected before then a big bounce, making people more bearish than they are, as people are then buying. But yeah, you want to see impulses to the upside. 1 minute chart. Like this first move is very 3-wave-ish. Can this be like a first impulse, like an A or 1? Yeah. But then what is this, right? This is then immediately like a flat, like ABC. But then if this is your very, very short impulse to the upside, then look how long you've been ranging. Yeah. I would like price to go to the upside, but I don't think we'll go, based on probabilities, of course, go all the way up. I would prefer a move down still. But what I think would be very interesting is to eventually go lower than people expect. Make people very scared, thinking that we're going to take 15K before then they push to the upside. I think that would be amazing. So get people in a bearish mindset, as people now might still be in a bullish mindset, like, oh, it's just a retracement. But if price can go lower than people think, like imagine taking 20K. Look how low that is from where we are still, right? Just imagine. Now, probabilities are currently not yet on the side of 20K. I mean, common target, rare target, but it is a target. Yeah. How interesting would that be? Or a bigger sideways structure, like even a bigger move. Sure, it would be interesting. No? Nice monthly level for a support resistance. Yeah, up here. Yeah, absolutely. 27.2. Keep my eye on that. I think on a low time frame it's possible a move to the upside. I agree, because we have a really nice CME gap. I don't trade those, but I saw. Yeah, they do tend to get filled. It's the statistics. Okay, you send another one. Yeah, no, I wait. Is this? No, I understand, but I don't think you understand what my question. My question is, inside this wave 3, so sub-degree, right? This is your 5-wave C to the downside, which is good, right? But what is your 5-wave count inside a wave 3? Because wave 1, 3, and 5 are also impulses. So how did you count 5 waves in this move over here? So inside wave 3, what is your sub-degree Elliott wave impulsive count? So over here, inside this structure, because this is your end of wave 3, you have 3 over here. So inside this structure, how did you count a 5-wave move? If the end of 3 is here, it needs a 5-wave structure. It's all about where the open position. We have short liquidations all the way up. Yeah, I can imagine, like, sure, just imagine the liquidations, like people shorting, you know, short. Also here, just imagine the liquidity here at like 30K, no? We had the triple top, which we still didn't take. High 1, high 2, high 3. Oh, we actually took that one. So 3 highs here, another one over here. Sure, there's so much liquidity. Look at the November low. Yeah, but it's all different price action, right? Price rhymes, doesn't repeat. Like, but still, with the November low, you made another low over here on lower volume. You know, so this is high volume, price moving up, not in an impulsive wave. It made another low and then it took off. So you would still be looking for another low, which is basically what we're saying. And then based on the other low and the reaction afterwards, right, we can potentially adjust probabilities. But all we're saying from an Elliott wave perspective is making a new low is more likely. And then based on the reaction and what we get, we could see what's up. So, and also this, of course, over here does not look impulsive. It doesn't look like a nice clean 5-wave structure, but it's all probabilities. But in general, we're still looking for a low, like on lower volume. And then based on that low, we can then have a look for what's next based on the reaction. Because we do have support over here, right? So yeah, you could wick it and move up, no? But probabilities wise, I mean, then you'd be looking at this, no? You have either this then being the low of 3 and 4 and then go down for 5, or you just never look back. But nonetheless, you'll make a new low. In the 5-minute chart, we can clearly see 5 waves on the 5-minute. You're like, look, if we're counting this over here, if this is your wave 1, if this, wait, this is important as well. This is your potential wave 3. Because now we're talking about degrees now, so this is important. This is the count he has, wave 3 ending here, and then 4, 5, right? That's all good, all nice. How do you count 5 waves in here? Following the Elliott wave rules, meaning this is your 1, right? We identified 2. So where's your wave 3, 4, and 5 that follow the Elliott wave rules that we have? Now, it's not impossible that this is the low of the bigger 3. It's just lower probabilities. Because if we zoom, so you're not, by the way, this is what I wanted to say. This wave 3 over here is a 4-hour time frame wave 3. 1, 2, wave 3 on the 4-hour. You don't go to the 5-minute over here. So you want to see a 5-wave count on, let's say, a 1-hour or 30-minute chart, but not on the 5-minute, right? So we can zoom into this structure by going to the 1 hour. And then you get more detail of wave 2 in a zigzag. But then we're going to look for a wave 4, right? So, okay, let's look for wave 4. So we have a wave 1 here. Now, wave 1 and 4 are not allowed to overlap, meaning that this range or this range has to be your wave 4. So now we go to the Elliott Wave rules, right? Elliott Wave rules, most commonly, wave 3 has the highest volume, meaning if this is a wave 4, any of these two, your highest volume now is at the end of a wave 5 over here, which is not what you want to see because it's lower probabilities as it is more rare. Now the length in time of this wave 4 is shorter than this wave 2, but we know that this wave 2 is already incredibly short in time compared to wave 1, which gives a lot higher probabilities to a longer wave 4 instead of even shorter than wave 2, meaning probabilities are not on the side of any of these ranges to be a wave 4. So the confluence of having volume in this candle that created the low plus the ranges in time with 2 give lower probabilities to the low of the blue 3 already being in. And the same applies for an ABC if you're looking for an ABC. But actually earlier in the stream I explained why an ABC has lower probabilities, which has to do with a double combo structure. Because in an ABC, what you're going to be looking for is this then to be a WXY with an ABC and Y, which is great. But you already had an ABC zigzag in W, and then you want Y in a sideways double combo to be a triangle or a flat, and not another ABC, which is not allowed. Unless you talk about a double zigzag, but then you're looking for a sharp structure and not a sideways structure like we have over here. Like for a double zigzag, this is what you want to see. This was a double zigzag, sharp move down. This is sideways. So therefore, a zigzag here for me has lower probabilities than a 5-wave move because we trade the probabilities. Yeah, I can imagine people are counting this as the end of a wave 3, but hey, if it's all probability. So if you want to count it like this, that's very nice. But I just explained my reasons for not counting the low of the wave 3 there just yet as it stands, based on volume, based on time. Besides, yeah, no, I already explained the volume as well, because for a wave, if you are looking, then this, like if you say 1, 2, right, preferably wave 5 is going to be made on lower volume. So you then have a 3, 4, 5 on lower volume. We never had a wave 5 yet, but yeah, I already explained, it's all probabilities. The higher probability is up, I agree. In this range, the higher probability is up. But that's a time frame thing. So on the 15-30 minute, currently the probabilities are higher to range. But if you go up the time frame and when you go to higher time frame scenarios, the probabilities are higher to still find a new low. So that depends on the probability or the time frame you're looking for. So yeah, on the lower time frame, it would be nice to move to at least the blue target box here eventually, either now, later, I don't care. Maybe even the monthly that we have over here at 27.2, right? Which is also a target area for a potential wave 4. So that could be very nice. But then if you go up a time frame, you'd still be looking for another low. Probability-wise, right? It's all probabilities. So it's all about detail. So yes, you can count the end of 3 here, but then you have to look at the impulse. If we manage to get back to those highs, I think it's high probability to go through them. So much, yeah, if you go to 30K, I mean, it depends on the move that you get from the low. So wherever the low is going to be made, do you get an impulse to the upside? Or is it more like corrective 3-wave structure? You know what I mean? To give probabilities to taking the 30K and go down, or taking 30K and just keep pushing to new highs. Use the Bybit chart. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what chart you use. You know, same on the Bybit chart. It's even worse on Bybit. So, you know, still this range, this is still very short, highest volume with a massive wick in the wave 5. It's also lower probability. Look, Elliott waves is probabilities. Can this be the low of 3? Yes. Is it highest probability? No. Can you trade it? Yes. Is it the highest probability? No. So we're trading probabilities, right? And based on the Elliott wave rules, it's a lower probability that this is the same time frame wave 3 low compared to this wave 1 and this wave 2 here. But it's all probabilities. So can price have this as a 3, 4, 5 move up? Yes. But it doesn't matter because we're actually looking at the same thing. We're all looking for a wave 4. We're all looking for a wave 5. And then depending on the reaction that you potentially get back towards the upside, we can then again give probabilities to, hey, we might continue and the move is finished. Or we go down once again in like a 4-5, 4-5 type of move, right? So we have to take it step by step with Elliott waves as well. But, you know, having this as the low of 3, is it possible? Yeah, everything is possible. But you need to know the rules and then use the rules for probabilities. But Bitstamp is only one chart, and then you have many of the other charts that didn't. And of course, I use Coinbase for a reason. So with Bitstamp, yes, you have a bit of a range here, right? And you might have a low and lower volume over here, right? And then you would say this is a wave 4, but this wave 4 then again, like it's low, like where's the range? You know what I mean? This is a very short wave 2. This wave 4 is also, so it's short. You want a long wave 4 compared to a very short wave 2. So again, it's all probabilities. Besides, if only Bitstamp shows this, you know, it's not enough for me because I want to see it on other charts. It's all probabilities. It's the same. If I traded Bitstamp, it would be exactly the same, no change. Because on Bitstamp, this being a 4 over here, it just goes like, look, guys, it's not only volume, it's also time. Elliott waves is also time. Look at this 2, look at this 4. It's the same time. This wave 2 is incredibly short in time compared to a much longer wave 1. This wave 2 didn't even go to the 0.382 Fib time, which is very rare. So you expect a wave 4 to take a lot more time because of the rule of alternation. Volume, yes, volume. You have a new low and lower volume. That's great. But time-wise, and also the structure, this being a wave 4, you know, where's your is WXY, ABC, like, you know, did this reach the 0.618? Did you sub-degree count this? Look, it doesn't matter. On all charts, probabilities are higher for another low. Can I be wrong? Yes, because it's probabilities. But that's what I'm doing. Elliott waves is all about probabilities. And if you count this in your way, and this is for you is the end of a move, then, you know, then for you it's the end. We can agree to disagree. So if for you this is the end, and you now expect new all-time highs, that's good. If you expect 30K to be taken, that's good. And I can have another opinion till certain scenarios are invalidated. Yeah, the low at 24.7K is taken on Bybit, which is another confluence to take that low on other charts as well. I've done many statistics about that actually on the past, and the probabilities are high to take that low on the other charts to create a synergy on the different charts as well. The wave 4 targets depends if we're talking micro or low time frame, but the most common target for wave 4 is between 382.05, which is 26.9K, 27.4K. The 382 has already been hit with this bounce over here, by the way. So it already got tapped once, but we do have a monthly over here still for resistance, and we have this resistance area as well. If we move to the upside, hit the invalidation, then yeah, we're going to think about moves to the upside. But as long as price is not even close to this area, it doesn't make sense to yet look for the low being in, because nothing from an Elliott wave perspective yet shows that the low is in. So if it go higher than your sub wave 4, then only one low. Well, yeah, I mean, if price now goes up, then yeah, the probabilities will, meaning up here, if it beats this, if we go here, right? because we also have the low time frame wave 4 targets, which are a little bit higher. So if price can manage to go above here, then yeah, we're going to be looking for upside. And then this has to be the low of something. But at the moment, there's not really any great scenario that makes this the low for a move to the upside. And that is based on probabilities. Can you have a scenario where this is the low? Yes. But because it's not a high probability scenario, I don't show it in the video, because I only show the highest probabilities from an Elliott Wave point of view. Hello, Mr. Koen, that extra 4-5, how can you count that from the top? Oh, I think maybe you mean this. So this is then your first, right? So we have two different 1-2s, right? Yeah. So we have this 1, 2, right? And then you have a bigger 3, 4, 5. And then inside wave 3, you then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to end 3. Then you have 4, 5. So at the end, you're going to have 4, 5, 4, 5, basically. Yeah. Can this be the low and we move up? Yeah, it would be great, no? I mean, I wouldn't mind, to be honest. So probabilities are just, it's all probabilities. So if the probabilities based on your TA say we move up, then you can take a long if your entry requirements are hit. Also, if you just trade, I mean, just range trading, of course, you can already take longs. Doesn't mean your target has to be up here. Or shorts, if you think down. I mean, anything is possible. From an Elliott Wave point of view now, it's a bit difficult at the moment to count this as the low. What you usually want to see in a double 1-2 though is like 1, 2, 1, 2 down, creating a diagonal. That is the only thing where this, if this is like 1, 2, they have a 1, 2. Second wave 1 didn't take the low of the first wave 1. So then you could think ABC, but even if you have an ABC, you still expect another low on lower volume. And also an ABC in a wave Y after W already is an ABC, is double zigzag, but it's not sharp. It's a sideways double combo, lower probabilities. So it's, yeah. We just continue to observe what happens locally and put probabilities there. Yeah, Bybit took 20. Yeah, Bybit took this low. Wait, 23.6. Oh wait, that's another low, no? You mean 24.6? This one, I guess. Yeah, Bybit indeed took this low, which increases probabilities for other charts to also take this low, so that the charts are like aligned based on statistics. I've recorded those statistics in the past, but also again, statistics are probabilities and there's no certainties in trading. So whatever happens on the chart is all, probabilities. We trade probabilities as well with the strategy that we have. We never know if our trade is going to be a winner or a loser. The only thing we can control is our process. We have entry requirements, everything is hit, we enter the trade. After we enter, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if it will be the biggest winner we ever have, or if it will be a small loser, because you have risk management, right? So hopefully it will only be a small loser, like a 1%, 0.5%, whatever it is, but not like a 50% loss. The fact we are slowing, going upwards is creating a potential bear flag. Yeah, it doesn't look... Just in general, it's been very ranging, like a very long range here already. If we want to look for impulsive structures to the upside, of course, we want to see big pushes. This looks like a 3. Are we going to have a new, locally here, because of the complex price action, lots of overlap, it's actually difficult to count this, mainly also because of this, right? But just based on price action we had in the past, seeing a move like this is very common. Like after a big drop with a big wick, up, down, up, continuation. Typical wave 4 style. So something I keep my eye on at least. Can it be a larger flat? Yes. From 24.8 being A. 24.8 being A. Yes, Niku, but that's exactly that's exactly the scenario on the chart. So that is this one. But then it's 25.8. That is the low of A. The low of A cannot be this low. Because the rules of a wave B. So your wave A has to end at this pivot, not this pivot. Reason being, B is a three-wave structure, and this is an impulse to the upside, not a three-wave. This is not a alleged three-wave structure, because the last leg it's way too short. Doesn't make sense to this move to the upside. So instead, you have a zigzag in A, expanding flat in B, and an impulse in wave C. Oh, 23.6K. Oh, like that would be this little low over here, Jay. Yeah, but that one is less relevant to me. This one is the more relevant low. Like this is a pivot low, you know, like a clear low. I call this like an in-between low, I suppose. But this one here is the more relevant low for me. The ones I would track statistics on is this one. That's a very interesting one. I'm late to the party, but I made it. Yo, the big red loop. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Let me actually check train times, because we actually have to go to a birthday party. So let me quickly check. And I always enjoy traveling by train because I can take my laptop so I can work. If I drive a car, I can't do anything. Oh yeah, we got problems in or not problems, they're working on the railroads where I live, so there's no trains, there's actually buses going. One second, I'm gonna shortly communicate with my fiance here. There we are. There we are. If it was on Twitch, it was like chair stream. But I like to stand when I'm streaming, not sitting. Okay, so we have to leave and catch a train in about 15 minutes. So I'm gonna end it soon after a nice 2-hour session, of course. More, almost 2.5 hours. Quite a good session, of course. Not too much happened on the chart itself, but we did speak a lot about a lot. Also trading psychology, which was a topic that I wanted to talk about. This is nice, all right? We at least took the local double top over here. Also typical to then have a very short reversal, at least for now. Over here, high number 1, high number 2, maybe even a third wick down. You know, this is a typical swing failure pattern move. Actually, not on the 5 minute. Yeah, very nice. I don't like swing failure patterns are actually not part of my strategy, so I don't trade them. But this is a typical, you know, grab the liquidity of the highs, close below, then this is your entry, stop loss above the high. Oop. Over here, and then you look for downside. The moment price starts to move down, stop loss break even, let it ride, you know, see where it goes. So, okay, everyone, it's time for me to get ready, change clothes and, you know, all the good stuff when you go to a birthday party. We are going to have a barbecue. If you want to hop along the ride to the birthday party and see what's up, make sure to follow on Instagram. The link is in the description. Whenever I go somewhere, I always make stories. I'm not that good with my Instagram posts, got to be honest. But I'm good with the, I'm I suppose decent with the stories, that is. So, definition of discipline and dedication. Thanks, man. It's mainly discipline. Like, I don't have any feelings of FOMO. I don't care about the move. You know, I have my strategy. I know what's up. The most difficult thing is, you know, for many people is stick to your strategy and not trying to trade every little move in the market. But yeah, it's, you know, my strategy. It's not. This is not part of my strat. I have, like, every morning, by the way, you want to, like, very short, let's go through my routine in 2 minutes. My morning routine. Okay, my morning routine. I actually got it on paper because I always, okay, you know, I got it on paper. So, morning routine, right? Here we go. You want to read it with me, actually? I'll just do it like this. So, morning routine is drink water. I always drink some water. Also because I have to record the video, you know. Drink water. Then I do trading mental preparation and visualization of the execution and the process. So, well, actually, they're at the top. Usually it's different. Drink water, Elliott Wave analysis, 7 a.m. recording, putting the video online. Then I do my trading mental preparation. So I have a PowerPoint that I made myself with all sorts of things that help me with my mental preparation for trading. Also visualization. So how will I go about, you know, if price is reaching my level of interest, how will I, you know, what are the steps I take? What am I going to do? Like, I'm already going to think ahead of, like, okay, these are the plans over here that I have, right? And with visualization, I'm trying, okay, what am I going to do if price hits? Because that's the next one. Then, like, trade setup ideas. I have that in my morning routine as well. So I currently have 6 ideas, or actually 5 because I'm in a trade myself. So I prepare. I have my ideas based on scenarios. If something happens, you know, I'll be looking for this and that. And then I make the shorts for YouTube and then breakfast. So it's drink water, Elliott Wave analysis, recording the video. Then I do trading mental preparation and my setup ideas and visualization of the execution and the process. Then the shorts, then breakfast. Yeah. And I tag all the, like, each day I'm tagging the boxes. So it's also called trading routine. And then, by the way, evening routine is journal trades if I have any trades, and vision board. I still have to make the vision board, so I'm working on that one. So, and then I have some reminders. That is, traded only from playbook. Executing of my trading plan was on point. Emotions under control. That's some reminders. And then I also tick the boxes if I've done that well. You know. Interesting stuff, no? Seems like we had a very short swing failure pattern at least. That's why it's important to put the stop loss break even. If price goes up, you're safe. If price goes down, it's very nice. But hey, I'm not trading this, so we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the day. 7 p.m. Central East European time. We got a macro high time frame video for you. It's already prepared. So check that one out because it's a new one based on the drop that we have. It's new info and education as well in there. So should be very interesting for many of you. So guys, thanks for watching. Nikhil, LJ, Liquid Mafia, George Engel, Emmanuel Kosaka, everyone here. Thanks for attending the stream. I appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, time to go to a birthday party. See you guys later. Enjoy your day, and the next week is coming soon. Let's see what we get, right? Bye-bye.